name is AIIN bin AZHAR, and since our topic is Spirogyra sp, we're going to start with an introduction first. Spirogyra sp is a filamentous green alga commonly found in freshwater environments such as ponds, lakes, and streams. It is widely known as water silk or mermaid tresses due to its smooth and slippery texture. This organism appears as long thread-like green filaments that often form floating mats on the water surface. It contains distinct spiral-shaped chloroplasts which enhance its efficiency in carrying out photosynthesis. Additionally, Spirogyra plays an important role in primary production within aquatic ecosystem. This slide shows the taxonomy classification for Spirogyra sp. Its domain is Eukaryota, its kingdom is Plantae, phylum Chlorhyta, class Zygomatophysia, order Zygomatales, family Zygomatacea, genus Spirogyra, and lastly species Spirogyra sp. So, what is the habitat of Spirogyra sp? Well, Spirogyra sp commonly found in freshwater environments such as ponds, lakes, ditches, and slow-moving streams. It prefers shallow, stagnant, or slow-flowing water with hot sunlight exposure. It also thrives in nutrient-rich conditions, especially during warmer seasons. Spirogyra sp forms dense, floating green mats due to oxygen bubbles from photosynthesis. It also acts as bioindicator of water quality and pollution levels.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is HAIRUNNISA SYAFFIQA. Now, let's talk about the characteristic of the Spirogyra sp. The first one, I would like to mention about the morphology, or also known as the structure of the Spirogyra. First and foremost is about the filamentous structure, which the members of the Spirogyra genus grows as long, unbranched unicellular filaments that often bundle together into mats in freshwater ecosystems. Spirogyra sp is also will serve as a vital primary producers. Next is about the cell wall. Spirogyra sp contains of two layered walls, which the inner layer is composed of cellulose, will provide as a structural rigidity, while the outer layer is composed of pectin. Next is about the texture of the Spirogyra, which Spirogyra sp have the slimy feel texture. It is happen when pectin dissolves in water. It forms a gelatinous sheath around the filament, giving Spirogyra its characteristic slippery or slimy texture. And constituent function dynamically as a barrier against environmental stress, desiccation, and predation. Alright, now let's move on to the second characteristic of the Spirogyra sp, which is about mode of nutrition. Spirogyra sp is a photoautotrophic. Like other land plants, Spirogyra produces its own food through photosynthesis, using sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. Photosynthetic pigments that contains in a Spirogyra is a chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, and carotenoids, while the energy reserved in a starch form. Now let's move on to the unique characteristic. The first and foremost is the spiral chloroplast, which the most defining features of this genus is its unique ribbon-like chloroplast arranged in a distinct spiral helical pattern within the cell. Next is pyrenoids. Pyrenoids is an embedded along the spiral chloroplast, which are small and bead-like structure. Pyrenoids is responsible for carbon fixation and starch storage. Last but not least is a central vacuole. Central vacuole is the massive central vacuole dictates the spatial organization of the vegetative cell, which pushing the structural cytoplasm outward, while the nucleus is dynamically anchored in place by a complex network of cytoplasmic strands.
Now I will be explaining the reproduction in Spirogyra. Spirogyra reproduce in two ways: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. The type of reproduction depends on environment condition. Asexual reproduction occurs when the conditions are favorable for growth, while sexual reproduction occurs when the conditions become unfavorable and the organism needs to survive harsh environment. Let's start with asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction happens when the environment is favorable for growth. This means there is enough water, sunlight, plenty of nutrient available. Under this condition, Spirogyra can grow quickly and reproduce efficiently without needing another organism. This allows the population to increase rapidly. The main method of asexual reproduction in Spirogyra is called fermentation. The long filament of Spirogyra can break into a small piece due to a water current and animal movement. Each small fragment is capable of becoming a new individual. After fermentation, the cell divides through mitosis, which is a normal cell division process. As a result, each fragment grows into a new mature filament that is genetically identical to a parent. This makes sexual reproduction a fast and effective way to reproduce. Now, let's move on to sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction occurs when the environment conditions become unfavorable. For example, drought, cold temperature, or a lack of nutrient. During this stressful condition, Spirogyra need a way to survive. Therefore, it switched to sexual reproduction, which helped Spirogyra survive under harsh conditions. This process began with conjugation. Two Spirogyra filaments align side by side and form structure called conjugation tube. The content of one cell moved through the tube into another cell, and the two gametes fused together. This fusion formed a diplozygote, which developed into a deep-walled zygospore. Then, the zygospore became very resistant, and that can survive under harsh environment conditions. When conditions become favorable again, the zygospore undergoes germination and develops into a new Spirogyra filament, allowing the life cycle to continue again.
Hi, my name is SYAFINI Nadia binti Muhammad NAZRI. Moving on, let's look at the crucial role of Spirogyra in ecosystem. First and foremost, Spirogyra serve as a primary producer. Through photosynthesis, it will form the foundation baseline of freshwater food chains. It captures solar energy and converts it into organic nutrient. Effectively, it will sustain a wide variety of aquatic organisms. Secondly, we have oxygen production. As a byproduct of that same photosynthesis, Spirogyra will release dissolved oxygen directly into the water. This dissolved oxygen is absolutely essential for the respiration and survival of fish and vertebrates and other aquatic life living alongside it. Third, Spirogyra act as a literal home. It grows in dense floating mats that provide critical habitat and shelter. These mats offer prime breeding ground and much needed protection from predators for small aquatic organisms. And last, it drives nutrient cycling. Spirogyra will absorb key dissolved nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus right out of the water. When it eventually breaks down, these nutrients are recycled back into the ecosystem, maintaining the balance of the aquatic environment. Beyond ecology, Spirogyra also hold important part in economy. The first one, it is for biofuel production. Biomass from Spirogyra can be harvested and converted into bioethanol and other form of renewable energy because it grows rapidly and doesn't compete with food crops. For agriculture, land, it is considered a highly promising sustainable energy resource for the future. Second, it has a direct application in agriculture as organic fertilizer. Once Spirogyra has dried, Spirogyra biomass is incredibly rich in essential nutrients. When processed, it serves as an eco-friendly organic alternative to chemical fertilizer. It helping to enrich soil health naturally. Our third point is major win for environmental cleanup, which is wastewater treatment. Spirogyra is excellent as bioremediation. It can absorb toxic heavy metal such as lead and chromium from polluted bodies of water. This makes it an incredibly useful, cost-effective tool for treating industrial and agriculture runoff. And last, we have carbon dioxide sequestration. During photosynthesis, Spirogyra aggressively removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and stores the carbon securely within its biomass. By locking away carbon, large-scale cultivating of Spirogyra could actively assist in reducing greenhouse gas level and combating climate change. So, whether it's keeping an aquatic habitat alive or driving green technology innovation, Spirogyra are proved to be as economically valuable as it is ecologically vital.
Hello, my name is AMANI and I'm here to present additional information about Spirogyra species. First, let me talk to you about the uniqueness of Spirogyra's chloroplast. That's actually, this chloroplast of Spirogyra is quite unique because it's twisted and it spirals. That's actually where the name comes from. It's from New Latin and it translates literally to spiral coil or twisted circle. Second is the power of prenoids. Inside the spiral chloroplast is actually specialized structures called prenoids. My friend has already explained what it is. Now let me explain what it does. Prenoids acts as a main center for carbon fixation by generating CO2-rich environment around the enzyme rubisco. Rubisco is an enzyme that is used in the Calvin cycle. Okay. Next, I will explain self-buoyancy. Well, Spirogyra, because it has chloroplast, it also undergoes photosynthesis, and photosynthesis produces oxygen. So when it produces oxygen, the oxygen bubbles get trapped inside the walls of the cell, the sticky, slimy filaments of the cell, and they create huge mats of algae that float to the top of the water. Here, let me present to you about the close evolutionary relatives of Spirogyra. Through modern genetic sequencing, it shows that Spirogyra is one of the closest living algal relatives to all modern land plants, which basically means that Spirogyra was the in-between step between the fully aquatic plants to land plants, terrestrial plants, and it's the step in between, the missing link, as people say. Next, and actually it's very interesting, Spirogyra is actually eaten as a healthy snack. Our cousins in northern Thailand and northeastern Thailand actually eat certain species of Spirogyra. It's harbored. The reason why people eat this is actually because of Spirogyra's antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. It's rich in protein, dietary fiber, calcium, and beta carotene. You've reached the end of our video presentation, so I'll be concluding. In conclusion, Spirogyra species is a unique and important organism to the ecosystem. It has characteristics like filamentous, two-layered cell wall, and a slimy film. It also has a thorough life cycle and reproduction with different responses to favorable and unfavorable conditions, as presented earlier. The importance of Spirogyra species cannot be understated. Spirogyra species is a primary producer, produces oxygen, and provides shelter to small aquatic organisms. And lastly, it recycles nutrients from the water. Thank you for watching.